there's a different way to live. There's a way to live an intentional life, a life of service to others, a life defined by love and not success. My name is Mark Owens, the Eclectic Monk, and I want to invite you to join me on this journey of faith. So late winter in Georgia is often a beautiful time of year. On this wonderful Saturday afternoon in late February, it was time to get out and clean up the front bed. First thing I did was cut back the clematis, which is this wonderful vine that runs up all over my mailbox, has these beautiful purple flowers. So you can see I cut it back about 2 inches off the ground, just getting all that dead growth off of it because the plant needs to be pruned back in order to stimulate new growth, and it'll come on really quickly and will be one of the first things to bloom in the early summer, late spring. So it's always wonderful to do that. Next thing is to go clean up all the volunteers out of my yard. It's amazing. You can plant 100 seeds and get nothing to come up, and the birds can drop a seed in your flower bed and you end up with trees. This is a sweet gum tree that actually grew all last year. I just kind of let it stay because it came on out of nowhere and grew really quickly. And I've got plans for this tree. I'm trying to get it up by the root ball. I want all of the roots out. Well, a lot of things, if you don't get the whole root, the plant will just come back. So you want to make sure you do that. I'm going to chunk that there into the wheelbarrow, then go find all the other little seedlings. There's about half a dozen or so in there. Then it's time to cut back the lantana. The lantana we have is a perennial lantana. That means it just comes back every year. So I cut it back about a foot down from the ground, back to the pithy wood. You can tell the old wood is dry and brittle, but you'll get down to that green part of the wood where it's still alive. And that's just going to put out new shoots. It takes over the bed. It really is a big plant covered in orange blooms, and then it's going to be filled with butterflies and bees and hummingbirds. It really attracts a lot of pollinators. And so I love this plant. And all of these dry little limbs that you cut off of it, well, those just go down and get added to the burn pile. Speaking of the burn pile, this is it. Throughout the fall and winter, anything we trim, I just throw down here into my garden spot, and then I come and I build it up into a burn pile. I mean, what do you do with 3 Christmas trees? Well, I'm going to use them as the heart of this burn pile. And so I'll take those trees, stack them in together. Then I'm going to take everything else. This is the cuttings off of my ligustrum shrub. It's the cuttings off of my crepe myrtles. It's any tree limbs that have fallen down. It's those lantana shreds, anything that we can come up with. Then I just kind of stack it up into this nice chimney type teepee shape, and I'm going to let it just kind of sit, and on the perfect day we'll come out and fire this thing up. Now this thing's going to go about 30 feet into the air because of those Christmas trees. It's going to burn really quickly. It's going to burn really hot and intensely, and it's something to see, and it's something to enjoy, but it's something you really want to be careful with as well. And you always want to make sure that there's no wind on the day when you decide to burn. So I'm back up into the bed. It's time to trim back the knockout roses. Same idea as with the lantana and the clematis. I'm just cutting these back, all the old growth. I'm taking it back down to just where the old rose is. And again, by cutting this back and getting all that old growth off of it, it's actually going to stimulate new growth. You can cut your knockout roses back twice every year. I'll do it again in midsummer. I'll go cut them back the same way I'm doing them here in the late winter. I'll put some food on them, some fertilizer on them, and they'll actually bloom all year long. These, it looks like you're hurting them, but you're not. You're really doing the plant a favor by doing this. Oh, but be careful, because roses do have thorns, and that's the reason I always wear gloves. And I still cut myself with this one. I was bleeding pretty well when this was done. So this is a sweet gum tree. It's a volunteer that's been growing out by my mailbox since last year. And I've decided to save it. I love trees. Got several bonsais that I've been working on, and let's see what I can do with this one. It's got this old pot here. Got last year's soil in it. That's all right. It's been growing out in the red clay in the front yard, so I think anything black and nutritious is going to be good for it. And I'm just going to loosen that root ball up. Get rid of that clay. So you can see the roots nice and well developed. I'm going to take those, just dig down, try to get all these roots into the soil. So the perfect night arrived. No wind, kind of overcast, but it had been a dry day, so we were ready to fire off the burn pile. Now, again, this is a whole late summer, autumn, and winter's worth of things, and with one match on a Christmas tree, this pile is about to go 30 feet in the air. I'm going to step back and let you watch this fire in real time. From this point on, this is not being edited. This is how it burned. So it took us right about 3 minutes to see that fire go from one match to 40 feet tall and then coming back down again. It burns really, really hot. And it takes the sting out of spending money on a dead tree every Christmas, knowing that I'm going to use it to put something good back into the soil. But fire is dangerous, and you want to make sure that you check with your local, fire department, make sure there's no burning bands or anything like that. I always do it when it's kind of an overcast, drizzly day. Always have water available, and make sure to keep children and animals away from the fire. Fire can be dangerous, and you don't want anybody to get hurt. But man, is it fun to watch. So here's the sweet gum tree that we put into the pot. You can see it's got new growth on it already, where it's going to be just fine. It's going to come on and do well. There's the clematis. You can tell it's already got new growth coming on from where we trimmed it back. It's an early plant. It'll come on, vine out, and have beautiful blooms. It'll run up the mailbox. So that cutting back actually stimulated that new growth. Pretty exciting. Went ahead and cut down that monkey grass. It'll be a little while for the lantana to come up. As we look over, you can see the knockout roses. Again, from the time that we cut them back, they're already getting new growth on there. So when you prune things back, you stimulate growth. That's what it's all about. Can't wait for this bed to come on and do what it's going to do. I got some weeds to pull. Other than that, fresh coat of pine straw. The front bed's going to be nice. Oh, and Lola is enjoying the sunshine. So here's what's left of the burn pile. Yep, that 30-foot flame turns into that much ash. So the plan now is to take that, we'll till up this spot, get rid of those weeds, take all of that good ash, rake it in, till it under, and then another month we'll be ready to plant. And that potash is going to be really good fertilizer for the garden. So this will make my peas grow really well. So even though it's fun to burn, it actually serves a purpose in the garden. Well, hello everyone. It's Thursday. Here's my update. So far this week I've been actually learning how to drive a school bus, hands on a steering wheel. So I can drive forward without hitting anything. I can go backwards without hitting anything. I can parallel park. I can alley dock. I can make a child stop. I can cross the train track safely. I can make a right-hand turn and not take a curb out. I can make a left-hand turn and not take other car out. I've done a lot of things, learned a lot of stuff this week. Got one more day with my trainer tomorrow to go get some more practice in, especially on the pre-trip, so that I'll be ready to take my skills test on Wednesday morning next week and get my actual CDL license. I will be a licensed bus driver at that point. So I'm pretty excited about that, and feel confident that I'll be able to pass that without any big problem. So that's the next update. I'll be telling you how that went. As far as life goes, things are going well. Jamie and I are, figuring it out, and so far we've been taken care of. God has not let us down. We've been really busy. I'm busy at church, busy at home, busy at the garden, busy at, just creating stuff. I have got the 5 Minutes with Mark daily devotional posting Monday through Friday. The video is on the YouTube channel. The audio only is on the Anchor podcast, so you can listen to it. And I encourage you to do that. I'm taking a casual stroll through the Gospel of Mark, breaking it down so that you can understand it and be encouraged by the greatest story ever told. So that's going on, along with a lot of other things. Again, steps of faith can be scary, and sometimes the journey is kind of dark. You don't know what's happening next, right? It's kind of shadowy out there. But I can tell you that today I have full confidence that we are exactly where we're supposed to be. God is taking care of us. He's opening doors for us, and I'm excited about the future. I have no idea what happens next, but I know it's going to be great. And so I hope that you'll continue to join me on this journey as we take these steps of faith, following after Jesus Christ, and living a life that has a different kind of value system that's about love and compassion, about serving others, not about counting the dollars in your bank account. Anyway, that's where I'm at today. I appreciate you joining me, and until we meet again, remember, travel well, enjoy the journey, and never ever doubt that you are loved more deeply than you can even imagine by the Creator who made you. Till next time, God bless. Hey, while I still got you, do me a favor. Would you leave a comment for the video? That really helps me out. Also, subscribe to the channel, like it, share it with your friends, and set up for notifications so that you'll know every time that something is posted. Also, check out my website, theeclecticmonk.com. There you're going to find my whole new line of Eclectic Monk merchandise. You're going to have stuff with the logo on it, t-shirts, coffee cups, and etc. And there's some original artwork and original designs that I've done with a spring theme that I think you'll really like. So check those out. The spring stuff is there for a limited time. Things will be changing as we get into summer, so now is the time to go see those and support this effort. I appreciate everything that you do for me. I really, really do. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time. God bless.